Hi there, this is Ruben from Dutch Round 1. Thanks again for coming by. Thanks for watching another episode. As always, I appreciate your time and I appreciate your support. Today we're going to take a look at pronunciation, some of the hardest words to pronounce in the Dutch language. But before we do that, if you like this content, remember to give the like, subscribe to the channel if you want more, and let me know in the comments if this was useful for you or not. But without much further ado, let's go straight for our pronunciation exercise. Alright, so basically there'll be 12 words which are quite difficult to pronounce in Dutch. These words won't be the most useful. It's not words you will use on a daily basis. However, it's quite useful because in these 12 words we have the most pitfalls you can find in the Dutch language pronunciation wise. Alright, so we'll start off with the first one. The first one is the remote control. As you can see, in Dutch we have long, very long words. So to give you a little bit of a hint on how to pronounce them, in the beginning, if you're not 100% sure, try to do it slowly. Many people, when they see long words, they want to seem like they understand and can pronounce the language quite well, so they tend to do it too fast. However, don't worry if you see a long word, take your time, try first of all to figure out what it means and then pronounce it. Alright? Don't worry, if you're speaking, we'll wait for you and we'll listen to what you have to say. Alright, so the first one is the remote control. That would be de afstandsbediening. De afstandsbediening is the remote control. We go to the next one, and this one is quite tricky because this one you might use quite a bit. It's basically the number 88, right? So you've got that CH, which is a little bit complicated. Also, the word is quite long, so it's not an easy word to pronounce. And we would say 88. 88, that would be 88 in Dutch. Alright, we continue with the next one, and the next one is anything that has to do with the weather. So meteorologisch. Alright, so it's a long word, lots of vowels, and it ends on that SCH, which you will pronounce as an S. Of course, if the SCH is in the beginning of the word, like the word for shoe in Dutch, then you would say schoen. However, if it's at the end, you'll pronounce it like an S. So meteorologisch in English is meteorological. Right? We continue. And the next one is a cry of fear. Again, not really the most used word, I hope so, in the Dutch language. However, if you look at it, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consonants in a row, which is pretty remarkable. And that would be the angstschreeuw. The angstschreeuw. If you have long words like that, if you already have a little bit of vocabulary in Dutch, most of the nouns we have, which are quite long, they are called compound nouns. Basically, angst is fear, and schreeuw, that would be the cry. Alright, so as you can see, we compounded both individual words and we put them together. Alright, so if you can figure out 1, 2, or 3 words which are basically in the compound noun, then this will also help you to pronounce the word better. We continue with the next one, and the next one is Amsterdam International Airport, and that's Schiphol. Schiphol. Alright, SCH, a little bit of a pitfall, a little bit difficult in the Dutch language. SCH, you pronounced sch. Alright. We continue, and then we have a magician. Magician, there we have the game between the G and the CH. So we have de goochelaar. Alright, de goochelaar. That's it. Alright, you'll notice that my G's and CH sounds are a little bit softer. That is because I am Belgian and I am Flemish. Alright, my accent of Dutch is basically the Flemish one. Alright, if you go to the Netherlands, the G's and the CH's will be a little bit more pronounced and will be a little bit more present. Okay, the next one is de plane. De plane is het vliegtuig. Right? Het vliegtuig. Again, what's difficult in vliegtuig is basically, first of all, the IE, which we pronounce as E, not as I, like in English, in Dutch. We have the G, and then we also have a difficult diphthong, which is the U and the I, which we pronounce as ui. Het vliegtuig. Right, we continue with the next one, and that's the scarecrow. De vogelverschrikker. De vogelverschrikker, that would be the scarecrow. Again, the CHR combination, which is quite difficult also for English speakers. The R, we roll that R in Dutch, so that's a little bit of a difficult one. However, the rolling of the R is done mostly in Flanders, in the Netherlands a little bit less. Okay, we continue, and then we have the word gelijkwaardig. Gelijkwaardig is equal or of equal value, right? Gelijk is equal, and then waarde, that would be value. So of equal value is gelijkwaardig. We continue with the word painting. The word for painting in Dutch is het schilderij. Het schilderij. Alright, so that's it. The painting, again, SCH, trying to make your life complicated. Alright, and then we continue, and if you clear the rubble, then we have puinruimen. Puinruimen is especially focused on the diphthong, which is quite difficult for quite a bit of people, and that's the U and the I. We pronounce it as ui. Puinruimen. If you hear somebody from the Netherlands, you will hear that U and the I sounds a little bit different, but in essence it gets pronounced as ui. Puinruimen. Okay, and then the last one for today, and that's a rhubarb pie, het rabarbertaartje. Alright, so that's basically a game of the R's, het rabarbertaartje. The rhubarb pie, again, in Flanders, Belgium, we roll our R's a little bit more than in the Netherlands. Okay, so these were 12 words which are quite difficult to pronounce in Dutch. Why? Because they have some difficult diphthongs, some consonants, 7 or 8 consonants in a row, and then also the SCH, the G sound, and so on. Anyway, I hope you found it useful. I hope it helped you in your Dutch studies, and I hope it can also improve your Dutch pronunciation. Do note that I have a Flemish accent, that I'm not from the Netherlands, but I am from Belgium. So it's the same language basically, but we pronounce it a little bit different from time to time. I want to thank you again for watching. Remember to give the like if you like this content, subscribe to the channel if you want more, and let me know in the comments if this was useful for you or not, and if you know maybe any other difficult words in the Dutch language. I want to thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for another episode of Dutch Round 1. Ciao!